How do you find good shares to buy for a profit? Well, one way, this is my own method I've devised. Initially, I put a search in Google, such as best shares to buy in November 2020 in UK. I scroll down and there's several articles here where different blogs have come up with ideas. This one strikes me as being quite interesting. Top British stocks for November 2020. I click on that and it's got a range of stocks. I read through them. Different analysts come up with an idea. Rupert Hargraves is Ralks, Tom Rogers BP, Royston Weil B&M European, and so forth. So I've read through all of them, and one what attracts me most is BP. It says here that facing a large strategy U-turn in its 110-year history, and that's basically going from oil to renewables, and I see, and it concludes its little piece here. I see BP as the best long-term buy low, sell high opportunity out there. Then, now I've chosen BP, I do another search on Google, and I'll put in this search, is BP shares a buy? Now, I have another scroll through of the different articles that have come up, and one that attracts me is 18th of October, so that's quite recent, UK Finance Yahoo. I click on that, and this article, what can you say about BP? This time last year, I'd have rated the BP share price as one of the most dependable in the FTSE 100, and it goes on to say BP share price crash, dividends, and it says here, and it carries on, I believe, writing, no, the core of a new plan is to aim a tenfold increase in low carbon investment by 2030, with a rise of up to eightfold in 2025. So it reiterates here that it's going from hydrocarbon oil production to renewables. So this has a good write up. Then I go to MarketBeat. Now I always use this as my favoured free of charge tool to analyse shares, and I go to analyst's opinion, and there's one thing I particularly like to look at, and it says price target upside downside, and it says according to analysts, consensus price target has a forecasted upside of 84.9% from its current price. So if people who are in the know, or supposedly in the know, predict there's an upside, this is definitely a share potentially to go for. So these are my notes. So then, once I've done that, I go on to Trading 212 and type in BP, and that gives you a graph here of how this share price has performed over 1 year. It gives you the company details, a breakdown of the company, and it gives you ratios. And there's one I like to look at. Go to all ratios, and it's the 52-week range. And then the price over a 52-week period, which is a year, has varied from £1.89 to £5.08. And we'll go back to the current price, which is £2.63. So there's a lot of potential for the shares to rise in price. Now, before you press the buy button, you've done your research, you're pretty convinced, but there's one overriding factor. You've got to go with your gut feeling. Now, do you feel happy buying shares in BP? All the analysts say it's a good buy. They recommend it. My overriding gut feeling is I know BP. It's a large UK based oil producer that produces oil and everything in between to actually selling the finished product at the petrol pumps. And they have realised that hydrocarbons oil is going to be replaced by renewables, and they are getting into the renewable market, wind and solar, etc. So I think as a company that isn't going to go away, there's still going to be demand for oil, so they're nicely placed for that. And also there's going to be demand for renewables, and they're nicely placed for that. So I'm definitely going to press the buy button and buy some shares. In fact, I've done this already. You can look at my portfolio and it shows I've invested quite heavily. So this is my method of how to find good shares to buy for a profit. So until next time, thank you for watching. Any questions, comments are most welcome. Until next time, I sort of bid you a happy and very, very successful investing. Thank you.